I don't think there's ever been a closer Rugby Championship after 2 rounds. Like, for the first time ever in this bloody 4-team Rugby Championship, everyone's got a chance of winning the thing.
Is your target now not winning this Rugby Championship, but it is those 2 Bledisloe Cup tests? Is that the big picture?
Unfortunately, not many coaches get 6 years to prove themselves. If you can survive that, you then understand, all right, when that happens, that happens.
DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's cross the ditch. Our good mate, Greg Marto Martin, has played Test rugby, highest level of that sport that you can. Played against the Lions. A very, very, very good sideline commentator, caller of rugby. A qualified carpenter, a trade in much demand at the moment. The reason I'm saying all of this is because your current job as a breakfast host on Triple M. Now, let me just run through a couple of things that you've told us that you've done recently. Dropping the ball out of a helicopter, people catch that ball, they win tickets. I get that.
That's a good day.
Asking listeners to get their mother on the phone and say something that will make mum swear, and then if mum says the F word, you get tickets to something, okay? You recently married a man and his car.
He wanted to.
You took 2 of the biggest wooden spoons known to humankind to the Titans and tried to get into the ground with those.
I'll send you a photo where it is today too. We moved it overnight.
Lawn porn, where men ring up and they talk about what they do with their lawns. And then yesterday, you took 12 of your listeners dressed up as priests because it was International Buy a Priest a Drink Day. So you go around bars as priests with no undies on under the smocks, and this is...
And people bought us drinks. It was amazing. It was the best afternoon ever. I was apprehensive about that one because it's the only outfit I have. A lot of people love a costume. The only dress up I've got here at work is footy jerseys, the Broncos and the Dolphins and stuff, or my priest outfit. You put it on and you walk into a pub. Everyone feels nervous like a cop going into a biking hideout. It was tremendous. And we were short. I had 2 spare priest outfits, okay, when we got there because 2 people, traffic, etc., Thursday afternoon didn't turn up. And I went over and I offered them 2 blokes. I said, hey, would you like to dress up as a priest? And they went, what? I said, do you want free beer? And they went, oh, yeah.
Straight away. Yeah.
The priest outfit went on. And amazingly, the funniest thing, I don't know, I should send you the video or something, but we tried to get into the stripper place there. You've been to Caxton Street near Suncorp Stadium?
Yes.
They don't open before 7 o'clock. Did you know that?
No.
I thought they'd have reserve grade strippers or something.
Yeah.
Would operate. No day stripping.
No, really?
No day stripping. It's a thing. So, you learn something every day. You'd think with a couple of priests, with 12 priests knocking on your door, you'd open up. No, they weren't ready for
significant
action.
Also 12 because of the Last Supper, of course. So, they're the 12 apostles. I get all of that. Let's talk Test match rugby because you've just come off 2 against South Africa. We've come off 2 against Argentina. We're all squares at once. Everyone's won a game. Now,
you guys were horrible.
Oh, we were awful, Greg, and we've been post-morteming all week.
You're going backwards.
Yeah. I mean, that was going to be my question. Who's got more currency right now? You and Argentina, before we go into next weekend's matches, are probably feeling a lot better than the 2 supposed heavyweights of this Rugby Championship.
You've probably analysed this already and you probably know the answer, but I don't think there's ever been a closer Rugby Championship after 2 rounds. Like, for the first time ever in this bloody 4-team Rugby Championship, everyone's got a chance of winning the thing.
Yeah.
Argentina and Australia are the 2 big improvers. South Africa and All Blacks, is it because you've lost your hunger? I'm not sure, but performances last weekend, you can't tell me the South Africans were. It was 3 tries all between us and them. We've come a long way. We've taken, what do they always say? You learn more from losing than you do from winning. It would appear that you guys are probably rested on your laurels, both you, the All Blacks, and the South Africans, whereas the Argentina and Australia, we've taken so many hidings over the last few years. We've actually gone, righto, we've tried a lot of things. I can remember Australia went through this before the 91 World Cup, for the 99. You take a lot of hidings. Australia was woeful in 96, 7, 8.
No, not 98.
Tried a lot of players.
98, you actually beat us. I think you beat us 3 times that year, actually, as building in.
Yeah. But that was the start. We've taken so many hidings, 96, 97. In 1990, we were the woeful Wallabies, mate. We'd lost the first 2 tests and we came back in Wellington. I know this is all historical, but it has some sort of relevance to learning things and having hunger. That's where the Wallabies are. I don't know the Argentinian internal situation, but the Wallabies, we have tried so many players. if you look back, and I'm sure you guys don't care, but we have had just a turnstile, player after player,
and
trying
coaches,
to discover
and
who
coaches.
our team is. And we've had injuries. We're now getting genuine depth in Australian rugby and a fair bit of ability. So things are looking all right.
Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. And
why not?
And right at the,
I know where you're heading.
Right at the crest of the wave, and you are a surfer just as you're about to. Oh, hang on. The coach is leaving. I forgot my board. Why is that? I mean, talk about the worst Skelton. Management and Skelton. There you go.
No, well, Joe doesn't. It's not that Joe's lost faith or anything. Apparently, it's a family. He needs to go home. Where is he? Around Hamilton, somewhere, wherever he lives. He needs to go home. So that's his prerogative, and he's told everyone. But Les Kiss is a Joe disciple. Okay, so hopefully the handover. We've always had when we change coaches, which is quite regularly, and the Eddie mess. We're still cleaning up the Eddie Jones mess. We've changed the whole system. Everything's changed. I would hope that this changeover from Joe to Les Kiss is smooth, is harmless, is a nice handover, not an aggressive one where everything has to change. No, it's a nice one. That's what we're hoping.
No, okay, we had Chekarama Ding Dong on the show, right? I think you should go back to him. I think Michael Checkers. Why wouldn't you give him a second go? You gave Eddie a second go. Why wouldn't you give him a second go?
Well, the reason because they're mates, they're from the same club, and there's an ill feel towards it. The stench of Eddie would probably stop us going back to Checker. Because why would we go back to Check? I know I like talking to Check. I like Checker, but there's a lot of people in Australian rugby don't. He ruffled a lot of feathers. We'll see if those feathers have settled down. But he's probably the next best coach, isn't he? Well, what he's done with Argentina,
what he's done with Leicester. So un-Australian of you. God, harden up. Do I need to say that to you as an Australian? Harden up.
Not saying me. I'm not saying me. I'd have him back in a heartbeat. I think he's a terrific coach because there's a theory that coaches don't get to their peak until they've learnt the lessons of 6 years. So they've got to be coaching for 6 years. Unfortunately, and I watch it in the NRL all the time, unfortunately, not many coaches get 6 years to prove themselves. If you can survive that, you then understand, all right, when that happens, righto. And Checker's been down that line. He's taken some hits. He'd be perfect. Les Kiss, he's been doing it for a long time, but not at the top level. He's been assistant coach here, there, and everywhere. We'll see. Yeah. Joe Smith needs to help manoeuvre him because right now, I'm telling you, we're coming for you, Blake.
Okay, so this is right. Okay,
this is squeeze me into a corner.
No, this is where we were heading. We were heading down into that cul-de-sac because we've known each other a bloody long time, over 2 decades, and over that time, I have boringly asked before every rugby season, is this the year that you're going to win the Bledisloe? And you come out, you stick the chin out, and every year you get belted. And is this year the year that you're going to win the Bledisloe Cup?
If Skelton comes back and he's going back to France for these 2 Argentinian tests, if he comes back, yes, we can beat you. If we have a full team on the park, we can beat you. Of course we can beat you. See, I learnt my lesson when I said we couldn't beat South Africa. I've learned my lesson. Keep on backing them. Eventually we'll beat. Well, we have to beat you. History says eventually we have to beat you. Only 2 tests, so we only have. We've got to win both of them, don't we?
Yeah, you have to win both. Is that more important to you than? I mean, I don't want to diss anything about Argentina because these 2 tests are going to be great. I mean, every test in the Rugby Championship is fantastic to watch at the moment. But is your target now not winning this Rugby Championship, but it is those 2 Bledisloe Cup tests? Is that the big picture?
Oh, no. These next 2 weeks every game's really important because we're trying to engage. But the best way to engage, yes. If you're saying, how do we become popular as a sport? How do we go back up into the main reaches like the AFL and rugby league? How do we get back up there? We have to beat you guys. That's the single key. It's pretty good if we win the Rugby Championship. If we win these next 2 tests and only win 1 test against you guys, that won't be enough. If we win the Rugby Championship, that is not as important as if we beat you guys and get the Bledisloe Cup. I hope you understand that, but that's what will engage Australians when we beat you bastards because you're the little brothers and you keep beating us up.
Only for 20 years. All right, let's go to NRL and we'll wrap it up there. So you got the Broncos looking good, and I thought Reece Walsh was outstanding. That try he scored last week was just fabulous to watch. So you got the Broncos 5th, 32 points. Dolphins, Jekyll and Hyde, they're 9th. They're on 26 points. You got the Broncos against the Storm next Thursday. Dolphins got the Raiders. I mean, if you win out,
you're going to have to get a whiteboard.
You could take.
You're going to have to get a whiteboard.
Simple question is put this: do the Broncos make top 4? Let's answer that to start with.
That is no, they don't. I think they'll win one, lose one, which won't let them get into the 4. And the Dolphins, they'll win this weekend against Titans, and next weekend they got the Raiders. Maybe the Raiders will rest all their team in a similar way Panthers, because they can't be knocked off top spot if they win this weekend. They play the Dolphins and go, listen, we're only bringing the reserve grade team. The Dolphins could be the sneaky to get into the 8.
Let's revisit this next week.
Yeah, I know. Well, how did I go tipping against South Africa with the Wallabies? I don't want to tip anymore.
Bless me, Father.
Yeah, God bless you. God bless you. The blood of Christ. The blood of Christ gives you hangovers.
DSPN.